Howdy everybody, Steve here, KM9G. Today I've got a refrigerator freezer that runs on 12 volts like the rest of your ham shack does. And I'm thinking field day weekend, get some steaks, get some brats, get some beers, get on the radio. All from your 12 volt power system that you're gonna be using off of solar power. So you get extra points for that, right? Emergency power for radio operations and for cooking. Let's do this. Let's get this bad boy open. This is the PT55 from Set Power. It says Team Lift, but I had to lift it all by myself to get it in the truck. And this is a 12 volt refrigerator freezer. All right, so that was the unbagging. That was the unstrapping. And now we can get to the unboxing. So we've got a deep freeze to -4 degrees Fahrenheit or -20 Celsius. Multi-level battery voltage protection and accurate modulation. So what I am hoping is that this will not kill my car battery when I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere. Most of the time when you get something big that's covered in straps like this, you can just lift it right off the top. And there was a piece of foam in there to protect the top. I'm going to turn that box upside down and use that for storing all the packing materials. This thing is very well packed. Let's get it off of the box bottom. Oh, it's lighter without all the cardboard around it. So here on the left-hand side, we have the DC 12 volt, 24 volt in. Here in the front, you can see you've got dual zone climate controls for left bin and right bin. You can set the battery protection to high, middle, or low, and the compressor speed to max or min. And then right there in the center is the on-off button. And let's open this up together for the first time. There are two different doors to open, one on the left, one on the right, and it's two completely separate bins. That's a nice deep bin. That might be almost 2 foot deep. And the one on the left has all of the accessories in a little box inside, and this one's not as deep because the compressor is underneath that at the bottom there. Inside it's got some information for you about setting it down to temperature for different items, like water and drinks are 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Juice is a little warmer at 46 to 50. Red wine, this is going to be my sommelier. This is a pretty good looking unit. Let's take a look here at some of the stuff that we get inside the box. There's that user's manual that I was looking for, and a bag o' goodies. Looks like an AC power adapter if you wanted to run this thing off of AC. And the output on this is 14.5 volts at 6 amps, 87 watts. So that'll give you a clue as to how much power this thing's gonna draw. And then we have a typical cigarette lighter style plug, and it will plug directly into the refrigerator on the other side. So that'll get you your 12 volt power. The people who came across this package must be the happiest people in the world. Yeah, because we get to go outside and do stuff. Guaranteed return, 30 days, no reason. Guaranteed compensation for package damage. Guaranteed repair, 3 years on the compressor, 1 year for all other parts, like your handles and your lids and things like that. Contact Set Power, after sales customer service, and then complete the case and you're all done. This product is warranted for 3 years on the compressor and 1 year for all other parts from the date of purchase. You are entitled to a replacement or refund for a major failure and compensation for any other reasonably foreseeable loss or damage. Nice. And then there is your energy guide. If you were going to run this thing all day long, every day, plugged into your wall socket, it would consume 177 kilowatt hours of electricity. And this is the owner's manual here. We're going to take a real brief look at this, but one of the important things I am looking for is the battery protection stuff. So here's your battery protection function, because I want to know, like I said, I want to know if this thing is going to make it so I can't get home after an all day at the park. Under the startup state, press set button on battery protection zone to enter the battery protection function, then choose high, mid, low. So low protection mode will shut off at 9.6, so very little protection. Medium protection will shut off at 10.4, so slightly more protection. High protection will shut off at 11.1, and then you have a recovery value column here. 12.4 is where I would want this thing to shut off so I could safely start my vehicle. What is battery protection settings, or what are the battery protection settings? This function is designed to prevent over discharge and battery depletion. When the measured DC voltage is below the cutoff value, the compressor will shut off to prevent battery depletion. After the voltage is higher than the startup value, the compressor will go back to work again. Improper protection setting or low battery may cause E1 error. Please lower the battery protection or recharge the battery in time. So they changed terms down here in the paragraph explaining what the terms up here in the table are. I'm going to assume that it won't come on below 9.6 and it will go off below 10.9 to save your battery. So that's the way I read that. And then all the rest of the stuff in here is the usual stuff. So this is your regular pickup truck bed. And as you can see, it sits a little tall of the pickup truck bed. So I would not be able to put my tonneau cover down to lock that underneath. Something to keep in mind. I'm going to use this All Powers solar generator. This thing is a beast. There's some size reference for you for how big this thing is. First thing I'm going to do is open up the DC output and plug her in. And that's probably the most technical thing I've done all day. Turn the battery on, 92% charge. The reason I want to use this is because it tells me the wattage of output. And right now with no load, it's saying 20 days remaining on this battery. So let's turn on the DC power, which is this right here, and then we'll go turn on the fridge. Here on the refrigerator side of things, I'm going to turn it on. I thought I was going to turn it on. There we go. It's saying 79 and 75, so I'm going to turn this down. I'm going to make these both 0. Set that to max, set that to high. We'll see. 46 watts was the peak I've seen so far. All right, we're going to do some ambient volume testing. The refrigerator is currently about 8 feet away from me. Can't hear it. What you're hearing, that fan sound, is this fan over here in the bathroom. This is kind of the ambient noise. Not bad. I am 2 feet away. I'm going to take my microphone. I'm going to put it back here by the fan. Not bad at all. And that is on max speed. So now I'm gonna wait and get this thing cooled down all the way. As you guys know, when there is nothing in it that is already cold, right now it's completely empty, it's gonna take a little bit longer and it's gonna work a little bit harder to maintain that cold factor. Once you fill it full of like frozen food, the compressor will be in the off position more often than it'll be in the on position, because there's already a big block of ice inside, essentially. Okay, so I wanted to give you some information after a couple of hours of running this thing. It is completely empty. This is the hardest way that you can run a refrigerator or a freezer, is when there's nothing in it and it has all of that work to do to cool down the entire space inside. We haven't quite reached 0 yet. We're at 9 degrees on one side and 18 degrees on the other side, and it's still working. But what this means is that the compressor hasn't shut off yet since I turned it on a couple of hours ago. And if I filled this full of frozen food, it wouldn't have taken a couple of hours to reach 0. It would already be 95% of the way there with frozen food inside of it. So what I'm trying to tell you is I'm stress testing this thing to kind of prove a point. And I've got this screen here from my battery station. It's the All Powers R2500, which is a pretty big beefy battery. I showed you guys that earlier. And we are currently consuming 38 watts. It used to be 42 when I started, so it's starting to get to the point where it's starting to relax a little, which is good. And if you look at that screen at the top, there's 3 numbers. One is 85%. So it's going to have 85% of its battery full. Its state of charge is 85%. Underneath that are 2 numbers, and it's a little confusing at first, but you have to whip out some pen and paper and do some math. I'll do it for you because the screen does it for me. 34 hours, 16 minutes of runtime, which equals 1 day, 10 hours of runtime. So if this thing was to run flat out on this big beast of a battery, it would be 1 full day running. This is the big side. We've got and no. So only 3. So 4x4 on the bottom is 16, next row is 16, next row is 48. So that is 4 cases of 12-ounce cold ones. Yeah, I know. Substitute your favorite 12-ounce cold one. This is the small side. $11. So it's 11, and 11 is 22. So not quite 2 additional cases of your favorite 12-ounce cans. I have had this cooler for a couple of weeks now. It has worked flawlessly. Once it is filled with food and cold beverages and things, it doesn't take hardly any energy at all. I'm digging it. I have also used a 12-volt cooler in my truck for the last year, a smaller model, and we use that for getting drinks and snacks and lunch food on the go so we don't have to stop at crappy fast food restaurants and eat horrible food for us. It is super convenient to have a 12-volt refrigerator in your truck with you at all times, and if my truck had one of those cigarette lighters that turns off when you turn the ignition off, I would have no problem taking a small battery bank and sticking it in the back of the truck, plugging the cooler into the battery bank, the solar generator, plugging the solar generator into the cigarette lighter socket. So when the car is running, the battery bank charges, and when the car is off, the battery bank powers the cooler. Can't beat it, and don't have to go buy ice anymore to keep my food and my drinks cold. It's a big win-win. Speaking of winning, if you are interested in getting a cooler like this, or even a slightly smaller one, they do have them in a variety of sizes and shapes and configurations and so on. This one is a refrigerator and a freezer. Because I am always trying to save you money, there is a 16% off discount in the description down below. Just make sure you follow the link and you will get all the savings that I can get for you. You know, we don't math on camera here. However, I did do some math off camera. Well, I'm not gonna lie, AI did it for me. That yellow card that I showed you in the beginning of the video tells you how much energy this thing will use per year. So I'd mathed it out per day, per blah, 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 blah. Again, AI did it, not me. It's telling me that if I was to use a 100 amp hour battery and have this thing full of food, it would last me 2.5 days before the battery ran dry. I think that you could make this thing last you almost an entire week if you kept it plugged into the car and charged your battery while you were driving and then ran it off of the battery while you were stationary. One of the weird things that happens with these guys is you can't really predict all of the temperature fluctuations and everything. If it is hot outside, it will take more energy. If it's in direct sunlight, it will take more energy. If it is empty, it will take more energy. And if it's cold outside, this thing will last forever. In the meantime, there is a video right over here I think you'll enjoy next. Thanks for being awesome. I'll see you over there.